Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the Power Morpher from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. So Lightning Collection is finally delving into role-play items as well. We saw previously the Dragon Dagger, which I did not pick up. I feel like the Bandai Dragon Dagger was perfectly good, and I also didn't really like the weathered look that Hasbro did to the Dragon Dagger. But when they announced the Power Morpher, I thought I would give it a shot because I never got the original Power Morpher from Bandai. So I felt like it was time to finally grab one of these. Plus it comes with this pretty cool display stand. You get all 5 coins here. You get Mastodon, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus, Saber-toothed Tiger, and Pterodactyl. So very cool. It does require 3 AAA batteries. Again, just like Zordon, yes, they want your AAA batteries. They need your AAA batteries to survive. But in any case, packaging's pretty cool. Pretty large, actually. Nice artwork there from the Lightning Collection. Those same 5 heads we saw in the Zordon and Alpha pack. But still beautiful. Love that Lightning Collection artwork. Really, really do. Turning around to the back just shows the Morpher, shows the display stand, and then it shows the other 4, how the LEDs change color, because this one's red for Tyrannosaurus, and then the other 4 match their coins, which is actually pretty neat. Something the Bandai one did not do. So I'm pretty excited to check this out. I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the box here, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here is everything you get in the box, and I will apologize ahead of time. The sparkly nature of the power coins is probably throwing my lights off. But of course you have the 5 coins, you have the display stand, the Morpher itself, and then the belt buckle that it plugs into. So these 5 coins look pretty good. They are die-cast metal as far as I can tell. Very nice and shiny. Here is the Saber-toothed Tiger coin. And as you saw there, it does have the profile pic of the Ranger helmet. Although I will say some of them turned out a little bit better than others. The way they did the visor there, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. But you can see each coin has these notches, one on the top and bottom. And they help it read which coin is in the Morpher at any given time. You kind of plug it in and then you twist it. But I also think it's kind of a fun nod to the original toy because all the power coins had those notches because that was just the way that it plugged into the Morpher. I don't think it changed the colors or sounds or anything in the original toy, but it does in this one, and I also just think it's kind of a cool nod. It also helps you put them in the display stand here because there's just a tiny little spot where you kind of pop that in to get it to display. There we go. I think it would have been neat if they would have put little magnets, just so that instead of having to kind of plug it in and line it up, you could have just went and it would just magnet on there. I think that would have been neat, but probably would have driven the price up. Here is Triceratops. And then here is the Triceratops helmet. I think this one turned out a little bit better. Still not perfect, but not bad. And I don't think it matters what order you put these in. I think because they all have the notch on the bottom is in the same spot, I think you can plug them into any one you want. But here is Pterodactyl. That one looks really, really good in my opinion. And I think the helmet came out pretty good as well. So that's nice. And then we have, of course, Mastodon. Like this helmet. What is going on there? I don't know what's going on there. That's so weird to me. Very strange. And then, of course, we will take this off the base here and zoom out. I will move this off to the side. You can kind of see how this piece comes separate and you just plug it straight in. And then this just sits there. And it doesn't have an on or off switch, so I guess it can tell when you move it. That's how it kind of turns on. But this just pops out. It's just a plastic buckle. Not much to it. It can clip onto your waistband by these 2 clips on the back. One thing I will point out, it clips in very well this way, the way they would wear it. If you're trying to do it like when they're not morphed and you want to put it in backwards, it kind of fits, you can see, but it doesn't clip in. So if you shake it, it will kind of fall out of there and apparently make a ton of noise in the process. So just be wary of that. You know, if you're trying to do Dino Buckler, it's not really going to work. So be a little careful with that. But taking a look at the Morpher itself, looks pretty good. Nice silver paint here on the front. Does say Power Rangers, and I believe that's paint, not a sticker. There is the Tyrannosaurus coin, and I believe I can turn this. So I can pop that out, it's very loud. Here is the Tyrannosaurus coin. I think definitely one of the more successful coins. And then on the back, I think the helmet looks the best out of all of them as well. So not too bad there. Or actually, I wonder if it has something to do with... Yeah, it has to... See this notch here on the side? That's actually how it tells. I thought it was the position of these. I thought they were different, but they might actually just be... Yeah, top and bottom. So I was wrong. So this is just to get it to insert into the toy, just like the original. This notch over here is how it knows which coin is inserted. See how they're kind of at different angles. So that's interesting. So, good to know. But in any case, what you do, you take this and you can kind of see the notch is there. So you just put this like this and then you turn it. And as soon as you do that, you'll see the color underneath has changed colors already. You can tell that it's red. And I apologize, my lights are going a little crazy here, so... Well, that's definitely not right. Let's try that again. Tell me, saber-toothed tiger. I thought the coloring was off. I was like, wait, it looks yellow. Hold on a sec here. There we go. Now I can tell it's red. So it says Tyrannosaurus has the lightning bolt sound. And then you just get this kind of weird standby music. I don't really know what's going on with this. It's a little weird to me. If you hit the button again, just transforms again. Hold it down. Holding it down really doesn't do anything. So I think that's kind of it. I think that's the only sounds you get. Just one per coin, as far as I can tell. I've been trying to play around with it. I don't really see any other sounds per coin. That is so loud. Also, if you were to keep this closed and press the button, or maybe I have to hold it down. So it sounds like something's getting whipped around really fast, and then you hear Alpha say, "Aye, aye, aye," because it won't let it open. And if you open it with no coin inside, it kind of makes that short circuit sound. Alright, so let's load up the others. We'll pop pink in next. So I believe the call out of the dinosaur name is just like audio clips taken from the original show, if I'm not mistaken. Mastodon. Next up we'll do Triceratops. A little wonky on me. I feel like the lightning bolt and the kind of powering down sound effects are pretty accurate. I think they're just taken from the show, so that's kind of neat. So, I really wish it had an on and off sound because it's very loud. So that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, I think that's really all the sounds that you get. Like I said, I was trying to play around with it and I looked in the instructions and it really doesn't tell you anything else. It just tells you how to switch the keys, how to pop this in, and then of course how to wear this on your belt buckle. So I think that's kind of it. I will say the display I think looks really nice when it's all together. So that's kind of neat. But there's one last thing we got to take a look at. Now, I don't have the original Power Morpher from Bandai, but I do have the Tommy edition, so I felt like we can do a little comparison here. Aesthetically, from the front, I think they look pretty similar. The Power Rangers is a little different. It looks like Ranger is a little big, written on the Legacy one. But otherwise, size-wise, as far as height, I think we can see that this one's a little taller. The black bolts around the side look pretty uniform. We can see that this is a little slimmer. If we go ahead and take this out. As far as the clips go, they're pretty similar. The only thing is that this one would actually clip in nice and tight, and it would only release when you took this down. Not the case with this one. As I showed previously, you can put it in like this, but it doesn't really lock into place. In fact, it kind of barely takes it. It kind of barely accepts it. And it will just kind of fall out. So be careful with that. But taking a look at the two Morphers themselves, obviously the plates on this were die cast along with the coins. Here just the coins are die cast. All the part of the Morpher is plastic. And you can see quite a bit thicker. I want to say not twice as much, but maybe 1.5 times. I would say they're probably about the same size. Just this guy's a little bit thicker, deep-wise. This thing really likes to go crazy. The other thing is, this has an on and off switch, which I'm really appreciating right now. But yeah, this whole thing was die-cast metal. I mean, the handle here, the plates, I think this was plastic here. They had a button to eject the coins. But I will say that I've had problems over time with the coins staying in. Whereas sometimes if I go to do that, either one, my knuckle will accidentally hit this and pop the coin out. Quiet, you! Or this one, sometimes my movie Tommy Morpher will pop out the coin. Unfortunately, sometimes just no matter what you do, whenever you click this open, it'll just fall out. But this one really just did, you got the communicator sound, you got that generic sound with the lights, and then if you held the button down, you got the theme song. So this does have individual sounds for all of the Rangers. Or it's just bugging out on me again. So I appreciate that it has the name of the dinosaur for each individual Ranger, which is pretty cool. And you do get different LED colors, which is something that this does not have. I do really wish this had an on and off switch. And there's no button on the back, but I feel like I don't really need that. This is a little bit more built up. But again, minor differences. I think this is perfectly good. It just kind of has different things. So it's like if you really want like a slimmer die-cast, maybe more screen accurate like cosplay option, I feel like the Bandai Legacy one is probably what you want. But for someone who wants more playability, different LEDs, phrases from the show, you're definitely going to want to go for this one. Now, this has the theme song. This one doesn't. I don't know if that's really important to you or not. I would also say that this one is cheaper. You're getting the same... Again, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure the original Bandai one with the 5 coins was 60, and this is 50. But this has the display stand and has more phrases, whereas this one really only had like the theme song packed into it. So again, it's kind of hard to compare them as one being better than the other, because I feel like they're different enough that it really depends what appeals to you more. They're very different in the way that depending on where your tastes lie, you pick one or the other. I mean, for me, having one of each I think is kind of fun because I can like different aspects of both. I feel like I'm probably leaning more towards the Bandai ones just because I like the slimmer die-cast look. I just feel like I think that's a little bit sharper. But I do really like the different colored LEDs and the fact that they packed in the different dinosaur sounds. Now, again, they're just, you know, hastily taken sound clips from the show, so they're not perfect. But I like that. I think it's neat. I think they could have done. I would have liked something a little bit more. I don't really know what. I don't know what else I would have expected as far as sounds. Maybe like if you held the button down, it gave us like, you know, some other phrase like teleport to the command center, or that the communicator sound, just something. I don't know, just a little bit more. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't really think of something that would have been perfect to shoehorn. I definitely don't need the theme song again, because, you know, I've heard the theme song, I get it. I don't need that to be packed in here again, but maybe some more, like maybe a Zordon phrase or two, maybe an Alpha phrase or two, something like that would have been neat. So at the end of the day, I think this thing's not bad. There are definitely a couple things that annoy me. There's the first one. I really wish it had an on and off switch. I'm really tired of anytime I pick it up or move it. I guess it's motion activated or something. It turns it on, sets it off. I just wish there was an on and off switch. I think the coins look good. The profile pics of the Ranger helmets on the back, I don't really think look that great. They could be better. I do really like the different LED colors. I like that you get them shouting out the name of the dinosaur for each coin. It's a little thick for my taste, and I liked more die-cast on the Bandai one. But again, this is cheaper than the Bandai one, so I do feel like it's a trade-off. You know what I mean? They did the different colored LEDs and more phrases, and no die-cast to bring it to you cheaper than less phrases, less sounds, but die-cast. So I feel like it's a trade-off. Kind of just pick whichever one. Whatever appeals to you more, go with that one. But I think this is a pretty fair offering. I really do think it was a nice job making the coins die-cast, because it could have easily done plastic, and then it probably would have chipped over time, the chrome. So I think they look pretty good. I think this is a nice, viable option. If you're like me and you never got the original Bandai Legacy Power Morpher, I think this is a nice little piece. I think with the display stand, it looks pretty good. I feel like it's going to be going off all the time. You know, you bump into the table or something, all of a sudden this thing's going to be making noises at you. So that's my biggest complaint. I really wish it had an on and off switch. I don't really understand why that's something they get away from nowadays with toys. I mean, if they were selling me the batteries too, I might understand it, but I don't understand why we can't put on and off switches on these things. Other than that, I think it's pretty cool. I can understand why some people might like the slimmer die-cast design that Bandai offered, but I do think there's definite playability here. And for kids, I think there would be fun to be had for this too. I think it's definitely geared at collectors because it is the original MMPR team, and because it has the display stand, and because of the die-cast metal. And it does say 18 plus on the box, I'm just realizing, but I feel like kids could have fun with this. Maybe just the fact that the metal coins, they could hurt themselves or break them or throw them at each other. I don't know. I don't know what kids get up to. But I think it's a neat piece. And for $50, I feel like it's pretty reasonable. I think it's a pretty reasonable price for what you get. And yeah, it's a Walmart exclusive. So if you're looking for it, definitely check Walmart or Walmart.com. But yeah, it didn't blow me away, but I certainly don't hate it. I think it's very middle of the road. And as far as the first offering from Hasbro, I think it's pretty decent. I'll be interested to see what else we get down the road. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.